Check. Okay. Fakii, have you enjoyed that meal?
Kabisa, asante. Asante sana.
It was a necessary stop. Thank you so much for the story thus far. I didn't think we'd still be at 2000, early 2000s.
We're in what?
At least maybe mid, I think 2005.
2005. We are ending 2005. I think the other major happening for me in 2005 was I helped, I managed Red Sun's album launch at Carnivore. I'm trying to remember what the name of the album was, but it's the album that had one of the tracks that I really loved. Like, I listened to that instrumental even just on its own. Tetemesha.
Tetemesha.
Was
that Ogopa?
No.
Who is that?
Mike Black.
No. Mike Black is one of those guys who've shaped this industry.
Yeah.
But is still undercover.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
He's been there for a minute. Mike Black, I'd like to do an advertisement.
Remember there was a time when there was an exodus from Ogopa.
The herbalist is?
Yeah.
There's the herbalist.
There's a herbalist. There was another record label that came out of, and I remember there was another song, sorry to say it was a bad song, that had a number of artists. It was like the launch of the... No, let me not say that. Sorry, let me not say that. Do you remember that song that started, tunafanya sister yako aende aruke fence?
Kama song ilikuwa bad.
Okay, personally I didn't like it. Yeah. But BN has taught us not to hate on a song, but yeah. So 2005 largely ended with me managing Red Sun's album launch. Then we get into 2006. 2006 we are still working with Bandsoft.
In fact, but you've closed down the platform.
No, not yet. At that point, not yet.
Wow, okay.
So we are still doing it. We are still pushing, and we've gotten to that level where quite a number of guys are buying music, Kenyan music, from out of the country, like in the diaspora. So we are seeing a lot of credit card transactions happening. Money is coming in. We're getting some bit of money here and there from
online downloads,
from also Uchumi. The sales at Uchumi, although it was a struggle because employees want to get paid more, you know. My small sis was one of the people who was working at the Uchumis. Yeah. So it was really a hard conversation where at the end of the month you don't have chums to pay them, but you're pushing them on the promise. It was bad to the point where some days when, like we had 4 outlets. Uchumi runs from 8 to 8, Monday to Sunday. But of course you can't have people working full time. So we had to have a rotating person to now go to the different outlets to allow guys to go on leave. But then also because of money, then you're like, let's do this. Let's pull that person out. Then Fakii is the one who does the rotation.
Whoa.
So I used to go and sit at Uchumi, like maybe I sit here for 1 day, 1.5 days, then I go to another outlet, like that. So my week was contracts, chasing music, chasing payments, updating music all around, and then also working in the Uchumis.
Yeah.
So, but it was also a good thing for me because I would experience firsthand customer feedback.
Yep. In retrospect is when
it was it was a good thing. We saved some money, yes, but we also learned a lot. So we went on with it until someday Bandsoft talks to a guy who was working in a big tech company at that time in Kenya, and tells the guy about what we are doing, my music, the project. So they have a talk, and then this guy says it's something that they were looking to do themselves. So how about we have a conversation about them buying it?
Whoa.
Yes. So we started having discussions about them buying it. And the deal then became that they would give us a certain amount, and then they take 60%. Bernard and I have 20%, and then I would be absorbed into that company to go in as business development manager, and I would have a salary drawn from it.
What?
So we made that deal. You know who the person who Bansoft was talking to?
No.
CS Musheru.
No way.
Yes.
Joe Musheru.
Online. Yes. Wananchi Online bought my music.
Hold on, wait. Hold on. Stop.
Yeah?
Fakii. I'm sorry. First and foremost, it happened.
Yes.
The deal happened.
Yes, the deal happened.
What?
Yes.
You now became 20% shareholder in this of my music.
Yes.
It was absorbed by Wananchi Online.
Yes.
And then now you went and started getting a salary from Wananchi Online.
Yes.
I can't research on your story. If you don't give it, I would know nothing.
So this was early 2006. So I used to
Was
report,
it good money?
The money that... So now what happened was, I think we sold it for 1.2 million. 60%, 1.2 million. I can't remember how the valuation was done. And then we paid off our first investor in a film. Then my salary was a gross of 30K. This was 2006, 30K. So I used to report to Wananchi Online. So now, when we had the company with Bansoft, the company was registered as Talent Marketing Limited. So when we crossed over to Wananchi Online, then it was a new company was registered called My Music Limited that had Wananchi Online as 60%, Bansoft as 20, Fakii as 20. So at Wananchi Online, there were three directors who used to run it on a day-to-day. So there was Musheru, who we used to now interact with every day, especially before the deal. Then when I got in, then I also used to interact with Njeri Rionge. Do you remember Njeri? Njeri Rionge. She was the CEO of Wananchi Online. She was one of the founders of Wananchi Online. The person who I didn't get to interact with really, but I think I met him maybe twice or thrice, was James Gashui.
Yeah.
And he was an enigma. So even the day when we went to meet him at his office, you're going in as a shareholder, but you feel like you're going into the principal's office. He was an enigma. So even when I saw the CTA with Sam Gishuru talking about his experience with him, like I could see it. I could see it. Then I was like, wow, wait, so it was this easy? Like even me, maybe I'd have told him, can I carry your bags? You know. But he was from the very little interactions I had with him, he was a really cool guy. And it's later on that I learned, I even knew the daughter, June, because I'd met June in my days of HomeBoyz. So we started now developing things under Wananchi Online, now trying to revamp the product, do some new marketing strategies and all that. So as we were putting the plans together, some investors from somewhere came and bought into Wananchi Online. But now our project was not a priority. In fact, it was not a focus at all for them. So it fizzled out. At the same time, we had been now trying to chase for payments from Uchumi, the final payments, so that now we start a new contract with Uchumi under the new company. Then Uchumi started having problems.
Yep.
So by the time Uchumi went down, it went down with over 3 million bob from my music.
No way. So Uchumi going down was not this
painful. The other day, I was reminding Bunsoft, because there was a notice in the newspaper asking guys, like, if you are owed, like suppliers who are owed, bring your invoices, something like that. Just the other day, I think sometime this year. And I was telling Bunsoft, do we even have invoices? Do we even know? Do we have a record of what we were owed? Because see, probably other guys had LPOs and things like that. Us, we didn't have that. All we had was a contract. We didn't even know where our contract was.
But it went, I mean, when you're talking about sales of 75 bob leading all the way to 3 million.
Imagine.
And
so
that is after their cut.
Yeah. So it was several months that they hadn't paid. We used to make some good money from Uchumi.
So it now just became clear you stopped going to 190 online.
Yeah. So it just fizzled out. I can't remember how the separation happened, but somewhere in the middle of it, I got called. Lonairungu called me.
Yeah, rest in peace. Huh? Amazing woman.
Lonairungu. I'd met Lonairungu from my days back in Harambee. Way before. Then now I just had a bit of interactions here and there with her. So Lonairungu called me, and that time she was a consultant for Scanad, for Project Fame, Tusker Project Fame. And it was the first year when Tusker Project Fame was being done, 2006. So she called me and told me there's an agency within Scanad. At that time it was called Draft Worldwide. She told me the agency is the one doing activations for Tusker Project Fame. So now I went there and had an interview, negotiated, and got the job. So it's like I just walked out of Wananchi Online
and went into,
and no one asked. No one really asked, but my pay was stopped.
Yes,
which was okay because I'd stopped going. Then
what's up with Wananchi Online and they're just walking out?
Because some also just walked out. Yeah. So when I went into the draft, I remember an amazing lady who was my boss, Frida Kimathi. Like that's one of the best bosses I've ever had. Then at that time, I was working with Monali. Monali, remember, my interaction with her started at the point of when I was in HomeBoyz, and that gig where we launched her, the year 2000. And then we worked together at HomeBoyz. Then even when I left HomeBoyz as events manager, Monali, so that you know Monali is hardworking, Monali was a DJ, but she was also the events manager at HomeBoyz.
Yo.
Yes.
Okay.
Monali is a hard worker. Monali is a worker bee. So I met up with Monali there, and I also met up with Amani Maranga.
Still at now?
Now, yes, we met up there at that company, Draft.
Okay.
So now we used to do activations for Project Fame. So and especially Amani and I, our job was, we used to go to bars, different bars, to manage karaoke sessions. So we encourage guys to do karaoke, and then you get an entry to come and audition for Tusker Project Fame.
Yeah, that was sharp.
Our work was a lot at night, in evening into night. So we'd work in the office during the day, and then we'd go to the bars at night. To the level where now Frida used to tell us, okay, the next day you don't have to come in early in the morning, you can come in later, you know. So we did that. Then on the days when, I don't know if you remember this, Tusker Project Fame used to be a live show on Sunday, and it used to be live from a house in Muthaiga that I think used to be an embassy.
Serious?
Yes.
You're talking about the one where who won? The first one, one. That's Valerie.
I think it was, I can't remember.
That's one Valerie won.
So what used to happen was there used to be an audience, a live audience for the show. So part of our job was to manage the audience. So on Sunday evening, we'd go to, I think it was outside Sarit Center. There was a branded Tusker bus that would come. We manage the audience coming into the bus. We get to the house, walk them to where they're supposed to sit, give them their refreshments, their branded merchandise, nini. Then when the show is over, we
take them back to
Sarit or to Tao. So that now used to be for I think for about 3 months. That's what we used to do now on Sunday, every Sunday. So we used to do that with Amani. Then we finished. So the project ended. When the project ended, you see, me had just been called there to do that. But when the project ended, now I was retained to start doing activations for other clients. But I didn't like it. I struggled with it. So we started doing activations for other clients, but I was struggling with it.
What you felt like you're done with that phase?
So let me give you an example. So you're given a job by a client to do an activation, for example, in a supermarket. So you get an activation team, young guys and girls. Get them, they're branded, you've trained them. So you set them up in the different outlets. So say one of them is at Nakumat.
Yes.
At that time. So you finished your day job, you've gone home. Ama it's the weekend, you're at home. Or maybe you're somewhere else doing other rounds.
Yes.
Then a client calls you and tells you, I've walked into this and this outlet.
I can't see them.
No, I can see them, but I'm asking them questions and they're not giving me proper answers. But you see, at that point, a lot of clients used to go there to look for mistakes. You know, if you look for a mistake, you'll find it.
Yeah.
So they used to go there looking for mistakes. Now my stress was they'd always call you to complain about something. But what they don't realize is when they go there, they go with branded attire. So the girl or the guy knows this is a client. So you make them panic.
Yep.
Then you start asking them questions. Now, the way you know your product from the office is not the way that this person knows the product.
I get it. And even it's not the way it should be communicated sometimes. You're getting too
technical.
Yes.
Yeah. So that thing used to piss me off. So I couldn't stand it. It went on and on. So I was looking for a way out. I was really struggling looking for a way out. Then I got a call. From this guy. This guy tells me, I've talked to several people and many of them have pointed me to you. There's someone I need in my company. And so I need to meet with you. So, me, I'm thinking it's a joke. But I can hear his voice and I know his voice. So I'm like, okay, sawa. Either this is a very good
prank
imitator, or it's actually him. So then he tells me, my secretary will call you to book an appointment, okay? So I say, okay. Then, like half an hour later, I get a call. So I'm told, yeah, this is so-and-so calling from Mr. So-and-so's office. You had a conversation, so he'd like you to come on this day. And luckily, it was after hours, I remember, on a weekday. So me, I go to his office. His office is in town. You know who I'm talking about?
No.
Mr. Chris Kirubi.
No way.
So I go to Mr. Chris Kirubi's office, International Life House.